All right, 7th graders, today is day 1 of our ice cream project, and today you're going to be working on vocabulary like we do for all of our projects. So some of the words that we are going to use throughout this project are chemistry, catalyst, freezing point, kinetics, energy, absorb, dissolve, and particles. And so those are words that you're going to look up and complete the Frayer model for, which is our 4-square activity. And then we should be kind of reviewing and coming to an understanding of what chemical engineering is as well. And so there's some videos that you'll watch and then respond to that. And our guiding question, our essential question for today is, how might a chemical engineer be involved in the ice cream making process? So thinking back, as we make ice cream on a small scale, how might a chemical engineer actually get involved with this process? To kind of take it to the next level. And so that's the question that is our guiding question, our essential question for today. So at this point, let's pause the video and open up your design notebook. Now that we have our design notebooks open, the first thing that we want to do, since this is the first day, is put your name on your design notebook. So up in the heading bar, put your name. The course name obviously is GTT class. Our unit, we're still in our applied chemistry unit, and our topic for this project is obviously ice cream. Our must-dos, should-dos, and pink, or and aspire to-dos are, you see the color coding right here. So again, anything with a blue background is something that you must do. Orange is something that you should do, and then pink, those are the things that you could aspire to do, where you just go above and beyond kind of your teacher's expectations. We have a project plan. You'll see that this project will take us 4 days. Each of these days you can click on the link right here, and that will drop you right down to where you need to work for that particular day in your design notebook. So today is day 1. You see that we are reviewing the design notebook. You should have done that in class, kind of talking briefly about what chemical engineering is, and then your homework, your independent work time task is to complete vocabulary. And so let's go down to day number 1, which is right below our project plan. There you see the green start bar. Start of day number 1. Here's our essential question: how might a chemical engineer be involved in the ice cream making process? You can answer that question in this box. And again, this is a blue background, so that means you must answer this question at some point. It could be right now. It could be at the end of your work today. It could be sometime before this design notebook is submitted and the project is over. But at some point, this question must be answered. So then that gets us down to vocabulary, and so we have our Frayer model. So the first word that you must define is chemistry. And so we started the definition, you just need to complete it, but chemistry is a branch of science that deals with what? So now you could just go to Google. I could just go to Google and I could just type in chemistry definition. There you see it pops up, and click on that, and you kind of have a definition right here. Or in your design notebook, you could also click on this link to the dictionary definition of chemistry, which, oops, get rid of that ad, is right here as well. And so there's, either way is okay, it's up to you. So if I look back at my design notebook, a branch of science that deals with what? If I go back to the dictionary, a branch of science that deals with the structure and properties of substances. And, changes that they go through. So I want to kind of put that into my own terms a little bit. A branch of science that deals with properties. I'm going to just change that, characteristics. It's a word I understand a little bit better, of substances, and changes they go through. So there's my definition of chemistry. So now I can go and I want to find an image. So if I go back to my chemistry definition from Google here, I can just choose images up here at the top. This should be a picture that kind of helps me understand a little bit of what chemistry is. And so there's a lot of words on these, not many pictures. Oh, this one right here, kind of like this picture. I could use that picture. I'm actually going to go, when we talk about substances, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the periodic table, but this lists all the different atoms that have been discovered in our natural world. And so I'm going to take this periodic table as a picture that tells me that chemistry is about those substances and what makes things what they are. So I can copy this picture, Just going to copy the image. I'm going to go back to my design notebook, and I am going to Control V, paste the image. So there's a picture that tells me a little bit, helps reinforce what chemistry means to me. Examples, the easiest thing that I think of when I think of, okay, what are examples of chemistry, is rather than having definition up here in Google, I'm going to just say chemistry synonyms, so words that mean the same. Here, right here, I don't know if you can really, oops, this is on the images. So now if I go back, there's a lot of different types of chemistry, it looks like. I want to go back actually to images, and this picture right here in the blue talks about attraction, science, chemical science, matter, and energy. So those are some things that are similar or examples of what chemistry is. So it's about matter, it's about science. What was one of those others? I'm forgetting here now quickly. Attraction, kind of how things kind of are attracted to each other and, bond. So attraction, there's another word. Then when we get to non-examples, so non-examples, the easiest way in my opinion, if I go back to Google here, type in chemistry and then antonyms. And when I type in antonyms, I am going to get opposite. So chemistry is about, I guess, organization and things kind of working together. And so here's a word right here, imbalance. Okay, so I could type imbalance. Oops, I got to spell right. I could also type in other forms of science that are not chemistry, so like biology. That would be one. I apologize for the bells. So those would be examples of, or non-examples of chemistry. So now you're going to go through this, and you're going to do this for catalyst, freezing point, kinetics. Notice the orange background, so this is something you should do, but you could choose not to do that one. It's up to you. You make that choice. Energy, absorb, dissolve, particles, and notice that particle and dissolve are also both orange, so you have some choice. Once you're done with the vocabulary, we want to go back and answer that essential question. And so there are some videos over here that are linked that will help you kind of answer that about how chemical engineers maybe could play a part in making ice cream. And so these first three, it's highly suggested that you watch. So what does a chemical engineer do? What is chemical engineering? These are all just pretty short videos. And how it's made ice cream sandwiches. There's another link right here, how ice cream is made. That's 43 minutes. You don't have to, you're not required to watch that. But that's there if you're interested in that. But the first three videos will help you then answer the question, the essential question of what does, or how could a chemical engineer play a part in making ice cream. Once you're done with all that, then you have your daily summary, which again, blue background, it's a must do. So what's something that you learned, maybe from vocabulary, maybe talking about chemical engineers, and what was one thing that you were successful with today? So just complete those prompts, and then you see the red stop sign. You are done with day number 1. If you have any questions, please reach out to your teachers. Good luck.